Hello everyone and welcome back to Smallville, our 50 by 50 amusement park that we are building inside of Planet Coaster 2. I have a Diet Coke and I am more than ready to sit down for a 20-minute time lapse, and I'm really excited for this episode. We built some pretty awesome buildings, and usually I don't say that. Usually I'm pretty harsh on myself with what I build, but pretty much every building that we've built in this park so far, in this episode and the first episode, because this is episode 2, I've been really happy with. I'm really happy with how they've came out, so I'm hoping to keep that trend going. As you can see, we're building a coffee shop right now. You probably don't know it's a coffee shop yet, but I promise it will be a coffee shop when it's done. And we're not using gridded pieces, mainly because I'm trying to stay away from gridded pieces as much as possible, especially for this park, mainly due to the fact that I'm trying to conserve as much space as possible. Again, this is a 50 by 50 park, right? And so to be able to kind of cram in as much as I possibly can, I'm really trying to conserve as much space. And whether, honestly, this building, if I built it out of, the grid pieces, it would have been maybe just a little bit bigger. But really, that space, I'm sure, is going to come in handy down the line. So that's really what I'm trying to be cautious of. But yeah, it's a very basic building, nothing too crazy. But I really like the way that it looks. It's not really inspired by anything. There will be a building that we build a little bit later that is actually inspired by a building over at Cedar Point, which I absolutely love. But this building is not really inspired by anything, but I really do like how it came out. I was just trying to make it look like a modern kind of coffee shop. Not really like a modern. It's obviously newer, but it was built with the intent of looking vintage or a little bit more classic, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me, and that's kind of what we did, right? But yeah, so now we're building a custom door. Awesome stuff. I absolutely love doing custom doors. Fantastic. I'm just using those little pieces to make the little metal parts that go below the door handles. Absolutely love it. And then we add on some windows, and I love the red and gold. That's kind of I feel like the red and gold is just so classy, and honestly, I did it in American Dream, I believe. We made a premium roast coffee, which, by the way, this coffee shop will be a premium roast coffee. We're keeping that brand pretty much I'm trying to keep all the parks together. If you watch Bro Coaster from Planet Coaster 1 and stuff like that, they do a lot of their own brands and stuff, and I really want to try to do that with a lot of my projects. But yeah, a very custom door here. Did I just say very custom door? Yes, I did. Quality content. And speaking of quality content, guys, we hit 500 subscribers pretty recently. We're at 540 right now, which is Insane. But we hit 500 subscribers not too long ago, and I can't believe it, to be honest with you. I'm really happy. I've done YouTube for a very long time. I'm 18 years old right now, and I have done YouTube since I was probably 12, and over a variety of different channels. I used to try to vlog and stuff like that, and I thought I was super cool. But in all that time, I have never hit 500 subscribers. I've never had this many people follow me on YouTube, so I am more than happy with everyone that is enjoying the content. Everyone has been super supportive, and I can not thank you guys enough. I'm not gonna do a big 500 sub special thing because as much as I'm happy that I got 500 subs, it's 500 people. It's not that crazy. I'm grateful for all of you, but it's not that big of a milestone, I guess. So, but I will do something if we manage to hit 1,000 at some point, which I don't know how long it will take, but I will definitely do a 1,000 sub special if we manage to get that far down the line of this YouTube stuff. But yeah. But thank you guys so much, seriously, for watching the videos, and I hope you guys keep watching them. I hope you guys are enjoying the Smallville series. A lot of people commented saying they were excited for the 50 by 50 park, which that's great. I'm happy that you guys are excited for it. I'm very excited for it. And again, I promise American Dream is not going anywhere. I promise it's not. But oh my God, we're doing an interior right now. I always tend to ramble and don't actually talk about what we're doing. We're doing an interior, and I never do interiors. So if you're a long time viewer of the channel, I say long time. I've been uploading for not even 2 months. So, but if you are a viewer of the channel, frequent viewer, then I don't do interiors that much. So this is kind of rare for me, and yeah, so I'm excited that I'm doing one. Again, I'm just trying to make it look like there's a coffee shop here, they would actually make coffee here. And I think I get the idea across. It's definitely not the most realistic. I think it would be cool if Planko had a lot more interior design stuff, or maybe some more food stuff. Maybe some stuff that goes along with each brand in the game. I think that would be kind of cool to make your own interior, but we don't do that. Sorry, we don't have that yet. I'm sure at some point there's going to be more stuff added, but yeah. And again, I've already talked about like the roadmap on this channel like a million times, and I'm just more than excited for that. That February update, I cannot wait for it. That's when I'm probably going to be doing more American Dream videos after that February update. I'm really waiting for that to start doing the to keep working on the Western area. Not that there's been talks of people of them bringing back like the original themes at some point. I'm not gonna wait that long because I don't think that's gonna be anytime soon. I don't care about that because I think you can make a pretty good Western area with the themes that we have right now, and I think we've already started to do that to some extent. However, there's a mine train coaster in American Dream, and I want to be able to change out the train on the old Arrow, because I don't like, if I were to use the mine train coaster in the game right now, it would look way too high budget, and that's like not what that's not what American Dream is about. Anyway, on screen, as you can see, we just made some custom stools and stuff, and that's pretty much it for like the actual building of the coffee shop. But we are going to make a custom sign, and I'm really, again, this is going to be a premium roast coffee. The one that we built in American Dream is not that great, to be honest with you. I was looking at it the other day when I was doing the last American Dream video that we did, and premium roast coffee, it doesn't look good. So I'm probably going to have to go back and redo it because I really like the way that this one came out. And I try to keep it classy, and I really like the way that it looks. I like to keep it classy. I really like the way that this came out, though. It's really good. And guys, I love the gutters. You'll see in a moment, and you saw it on the custom door. I love the gutters. The gutters are just like my favorite piece. I have a lot of favorite pieces. I like using the small wooden ones too, but the gutters, you see this right here? Look at this. You put the gutters in, and you simply just you stack them on top of each other, and it makes these awesome lines. Like, oh my god, the detail, I absolutely love it. It fills in that blank space, and it gives it such a classy feel. I absolutely love it. Now we're gonna get started over here, kind of tucked away. We're gonna get started on a bathroom and lockers area. I feel like it's appropriate to have it like tucked away, mainly because I feel like parks don't have a lot of bathrooms and lockers and stuff like that, kind of like just out on the midway. I feel like they try to tuck them away as much as possible because, they're not as beautiful to look at as some other buildings, you know what I mean? So like if you go to parks like Six Flags New England, their lockers, like right when you enter, like the lockers are kind of tucked away on the left-hand side inside of a brick building. Like they're not like advertising lockers, right, like front and center, you know what I mean? So I feel like tucking them away is pretty realistic. But yeah, again, trying to keep it relatively small to scale. I did use some grid pieces here, mainly due to the fact that the bathrooms are just so huge. Like they're massive, and we end up actually not even doing 2 bathrooms here. We end up just using 1 because they're way too big for like the roof that I put on. And so yeah, that's kind of like my whole idea behind it, because I do sink it down. Like I realize like how tall the building actually is with like the gridded pieces, so I do try to sink it down as much as I possibly can, and that kind of leads to the bathrooms cutting through the roof, if that makes sense. So yeah, as you can see right now, we have it as blue. I don't like the way it looks as blue. I mean, you might disagree, but I don't like the way that it looks being blue, so I end up changing it to green, trying to keep with the color scheme here with the front entrance, maybe, I don't know. But I hate the way that it looks right now. There we go. See, I changed it to green, and I like that a lot more. And then we put a green roof on, and I feel like it fits. It's definitely a darker green than the front entrance, I think. The one up front, it's a little bit more of like a brighter tealish green kind of going on. But yeah, I like how this building came out. It kind of gives like off like a little bit of like a rustic feel, maybe. But yeah. I try to do more of like a realistic bathroom kind of style, and for the most part, I think it works. I typically, honestly, like in American Dream, I've kind of been just doing like regular bathroom stalls. Oh my god, I just remembered, like, I don't have a single bathroom. I haven't built a bathroom in like forever in American Dream. It's been There's like 2 bathrooms or like 3 bathrooms inside. Oh my god. Anyway, I'll try to do better with this park, put more bathrooms. And honestly, with this park, the 3 bathrooms would probably work because of how small the actual park is. But yeah, I don't know why, but I always forget facility buildings. It's I feel like I'm not the only one. I feel like a lot of people forget the facility buildings, but yeah, so as you can see right now, I'm just trying to sink it down to the ground as much as possible, and then I just put in a bathroom stall, just change it to 1. It's probably not good enough for just like 1. Like, I would probably need more than just like 1 stall here for the actual guests, but I'm probably gonna have to limit park count anyway to make it feel somewhat like realistic. I feel like this park wouldn't get too many people, if that makes sense. Again, just making some more custom doors. I feel like these look like bathroom doors, like very industrial bathroom doors, you know what I mean? I like it when like a bathroom is like super like rustic and like wooden on the outside, and then the actual doors are just like these like rough metal like door, you know what I mean? So I really like those. I like that style. And then now we're gonna just get started on the sign using the in-game letters. I have yet to make like a custom sign or like a custom font. Honestly, I haven't even looked on the workshop to see if there's any custom fonts. If you guys know any custom fonts that are like really good, let me know. I feel like with the scaling feature now, I feel like people probably are taking like that custom font to like the next level. So, but yeah, trimming it up here, very, very simple stuff, nothing too crazy. Sorry, I just had to take a sip of my Diet Coke. If you're a long-time viewer of the channel, again, I say long time, I should just say frequent. I love my diet soda while I record or while I do the voiceover. But yeah, just putting on the signs now, men and woman. And then again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you want your signs to like pop more, just kind of layer them up with a different color, and they just come out a lot better. I like the way they look. And then I'm using these curtain pieces here. Absolutely love them. And now that was a big jump. We're done with the bathroom. Now we're getting started on an information booth. As you can see, I start using the grid pieces again, but I believe I changed it. Yeah, I was going to say, I definitely changed. I used the grid pieces, but it's definitely not going to be that tall. Now, this information booth, I kind of lied when I said like all the buildings in here that I like. I'm so sorry, guys. I know I'm such like I critique my own work maybe a little too much, but I gotta be honest. This building, it works. Okay, like it works. It definitely works, but I don't know if it works like in like the way that I want it to. If that makes sense. Like it's meant. Well, I mean, maybe it's not meant to. I didn't build it with this intent. But it definitely looks like it's on the older side, if that makes sense. Like the building, it looks older and like it hasn't been touched since like the park opened. And plus like this like little top area that I'm building right now. I'm trying to do like this gosh, oh my God, what is like the word? I'm just doing like a custom roof up here with, at an angle. I don't know. Why am I blanking? But yeah, like I'm doing a custom roof up here, and I feel like I like the way it generally looks, but I mean, I feel like, to be honest, it comes out and it looks just really like ugly vintage, you know what I mean? Like maybe back in like, the 60s when this was built, like this would have been super like cool, but right now it doesn't fit the vibe, or maybe that's like what it is. I don't know what I'm rambling on about, but you can tell me down below if you think this building fits, because if it doesn't, then I will definitely get rid of it. I'm not like the biggest. I mean, let it finish first before you make any conclusions. Don't go out of the comments right now and be like, oh, it sucks, get rid of it. But I don't know, like I feel like it kind of gives off like the old Hershey Park front entrance, if that makes sense. This wasn't inspired by it. I was just trying to build like a random building. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it works to some extent, and here I am just trimming it up with some gray wood. Very simple stuff, nothing too crazy. Yeah, very, very basic actually. It's a very simple building other than the actual like that second part of the roof. But I like it to some extent. I do. Again, it's tucked away. See how I put that tree there? It kind of blocks like the view a little bit of it. But yeah, it's tucked away. It's not meant to be kind of this like big focal point building, mainly due to the fact like you never have like an information or like a guest service center as like a big focal point building, because who's like run into that, you know what I mean? You want your big focal points to either be rides, or you want them to be like big shops or big structures like that. So this is obviously meant to be a smaller part of this little entry area. Oh, by the way, if you guys have any suggestions for the entry area name, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to I would love to hear them because I can't come up with anything. As of right now, my best thing is like Smallville Way. I don't wanna name it like Main Street. I feel like naming it Main Street is like not that cool. I feel like that's so basic. I don't want to name it Main Street. But if you guys have any like cool suggestions, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear them. But yeah, just making the information sign. Maybe honestly the font I feel like doesn't fit that well. Yeah, but this whole building I'm so like torn on. Again, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Again, we'll see it a little bit closer in the real time portion. But now we're building a locker building. So again, I never build like in the same area. It's so weird. Like I always like kind of jump around, which is just not normal. But yeah, so now we're building a basic locker building. Very, very simple. Nothing crazy here at all. I'm using these same awesome roof tile pieces that we use on the front entrance, as well as the bathroom right next door. Just made them a little bit smaller to kind of give them like a little bit of a different vibe. Like as you can see, like the bathroom has like a thicker roof, or like there's like a bigger distance in between each like ridge. I'm using these lockers here. They're on the workshop. I will link them down below. Well, actually I won't link them, but I will put in the workshop code that you can copy and paste. But yeah, they're very good lockers. I tried building my own, but like these just came out. These look really good, so why not? Here we're placing our first ride. Don't worry, we don't actually go over there. I'm simply placing that there for sightline, as well as, to be honest, like a thumbnail. I figured out that every time there's a ride in a thumbnail, it does a lot better than just a building. The video does a lot better, so that's exactly why there is a ride there now. But the Ferris wheel will stay there. I think it's a nice spot for it. I always love it like when a ride, like a super tall ride, not necessarily like a good ride, but like just a really tall ride is like right next to the road. If you go to Six Flags New England, like you have Wicked Cyclone and Sky Screamer, like they are right next to the road, and is awesome when you're driving up to the park. Like you're like they're right on top of you. It's great. I absolutely love it. Even though Wicked Cyclone doesn't really look that tall from the road, because Sky Screamer is 400 feet, which is like right next to Wicked Cyclone, and then Wicked is like 109. So it's like it makes it feel really short, to be honest with you. But it's still like a big structure, like right next to the road. And that's kind of what I was trying to do with the Ferris wheel to some extent. But now, as you can see, I'm sorry. Now you can see we are starting a new building here. I'm using the barrier so no one like cuts in between. And we are building a funnel cake stand. This building is inspired by a building at Cedar Point. It is called the Sweet Shop or something like that, or like the Sweet Treat Shop or something like that. It's not a direct rip. The one at Cedar Point is obviously a lot bigger than this one, but the overall design language is definitely inspired by that, and I really like how it came out. Seriously, it is so good. Like the building is so well scaled, and it looks so intricate, if that makes sense. Like it looks simple, but it looks detailed. I don't know how to explain that, but it does. It's not too over the top, but it really works, and I really like how it came out. But as you can see here, I'm trying to I don't know. I start using art shapes here at first, but I realize, why not just use like these pieces? And this is what we're gonna do to create this like really steep roof. Again, adjusting the height as much as I possibly can to keep this thing down to scale. Like I'm trying to keep everything super scaled down. And again, I do think it works. As you can see here, we're using these really awesome thick pieces. So these are the same exact like roof ridge pieces that we've been using, but they're the smaller one, and then they're scaled up a little bit to make them really thick, and to give it like this awesome roof design. And this kind of roof design is on the one at Cedar Point as well. So absolutely awesome. Making it a flat roof up top. I don't know how realistic that flat roof is up there, but to some extent it works, so I'm gonna keep it. But yeah, I feel like with a roof kind of like this, I feel like it would have to be slanted at like to some extent for like rain to like roll off and not puddle up. Maybe I don't know what I'm going on about, but to be fair, I feel like that's a generally not that crazy of a question. Now, as you can see, we're doing this kind of custom roof because I realized like the custom gable, because the first one the gridded ones are way too big, and that's kind of why I decided to do this with the custom pieces. And then of course we use the same exact roof pieces here to top it off, and it comes out great. It looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at how good the building. Oh my god. I'm so proud of this structure. Like, it looks fantastic. And then we're just adding some details on the bottom here. Super awesome. I start doing with the circles, but I realize I don't like that. I also don't like how it kind of pops out that much, so I end up using this oval here. And that kind of like solidifies the color scheme, by the way. Blue and orange. I mean, maybe when I think of funnel cake, I don't think of blue and orange, but to be honest, I like the way it looks. I like the way it pops. And it's not like too in your face either, which I like. I feel like a lot of like Sweet Shack or Sweet Stop signs and color schemes are like pink and purple. This is very like much more toned down and not in your face, if that makes sense. Again, just if you want your signs to pop, layer them. Like, as you can see, I'm just layering them up, multiple different colors, and then I kind of like off center them a little bit so they pop out. It's such a simple thing, but I absolutely love it. But it's just like such an easy thing to do. So finishing it off here with some lighting, and then that is pretty much going to be the entirety of the time-lapse portion. So I will see you guys in the real-time portion of the video. So we are now in the real-time portion of the video. Of course, there's our front entrance that we built in episode 1, and we're starting over with the building I like the least, the information center. Did you see them just wave at the same time? Anyway, I like it, to be honest with you. It's growing on me. I like the roof now. I feel, again, it has more of like a classic feel to it. I might honestly get rid of this tree here to like, it kind of blocks it a little too much, maybe, or maybe I'll replace it with like a smaller tree. I like the trim and everything. Should have done an interior. Again, for future episodes I'll do interiors, I don't know, but I did an interior for the coffee shop. That should be enough. But overall, let me know down in the comments if you like the building or not. Let's head over to the restrooms. I like them. I like how the Ferris wheel feels like it's like right on top of you. Like, I love that. I love how it's like it's just so crammed in. Basic industrial doors, like those just feel like doors, and I absolutely think they look good. Kind of like a rustic vibe over here, but not like too out of the ordinary for like the whole area, if that makes sense. It still fits the vibe, which I really like. Come over here, let's go to the lockers. I love this, like the locker rentals here. Awesome. Like, simple lighting, nothing too crazy. Again, I feel like locker buildings are like this. The one at Six Flags New England is just like a brick building with lockers in it. It's exactly like this. So nothing too detailed. But speaking of detail, I added this greetings from Smallville sign. I feel like this is like kind of cool. It's kind of cute. It's on the side of the coffee shop. I used the gutter pieces right there for some extra detail. And then speaking of the gutter pieces, come over to our coffee shop here. I love it. I love how it came out. I already like raved about the look of it. But oh my god, like look at the lights underneath it too. Fantastic. Look at that. Look at that sign. Look at the Ferris wheel right behind it. Let's come inside right here. Of course, small interior with our stools and everything. I like it to some extent. I feel like it fits the coffee shop vibe. Like, come on, like you can't tell me that doesn't look like somewhat like what a coffee shop would sell, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, let's head back out. But overall, I really like the building. I mean, look at it. It's super scaled. It's scaled very well too. And speaking of scaled well, look at this, the funnel cake factory. Absolutely love it. Look at that view with like the Ferris wheel. Oh my gosh. I'm loving this project like way too much. I really like how this building came out. Again, inspired by Cedar Point's sweet shop. I love the lighting. Like, look at how tight everything is. It feels like super like crammed in. I did a small interior off camera. I feel like this is like what funnel cakes kind of look like. You have some like air fryers, maybe not air fryers, but like you have like fryers, which they do the funnel cakes in. But yeah, the whole building looks great. I love the signage. I love the roof. And honestly, this whole area is starting to kind of turn out really good. But I mean, look at how much space that we have like already used. Like, look at this compared to, don't look at that. But look at like how much space we've already used in the park. Like it's massive, the amount of space that we've already used. So I don't know. I don't know. My whole goal is to try to fit like 5 roller coasters. I don't know how realistic that goal is. Every single building that I build, I feel like it's less and less realistic. But I mean, hey, we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for the video. Again, thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. Let me know down in the comments what you guys are thinking of this series. If you guys have any suggestions for the name of this whole entry area, please let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And I'm really bad at this whole YouTube thing, but yeah, just check out other videos. I don't know. Bye-bye.